Morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome. Um, Remember yesterday we were talking about GJ giving us the head and shoulder pattern for we to go down. Okay. If you look at this very well, this is the left shoulder. This wick you see here is carried as the right shoulder. Well, normally we were expecting a bullish candle close. Failure to close above this level would usher us toward another leg of bearish swing. However, as you can see, what we got instead was a top wick, then candle dropped, okay, which is also symbolic or equivalent to having left shoulder and right shoulder. However, this type of price action is not the ideal price action you would anticipate. Something like this before dropping is not the ideal price action. However, it follows the idea of a left and a right shoulder. Okay. With that being said, drop down to the 4 hours time frame. We will see that price was respecting this support. Okay. After price did all it had to do around here, the next thing was a slam dunk. Okay. Going to the 1 hour time frame, what I'm looking out for is very simple, because on the daily time frame, which I just started showing from, we'll see that we are clearly what in seller's territory. Okay, so on the daily time frame, we're in seller's territory. On the 4 hours time frame, we're in seller's territory. On this 1 hour time frame, we're in what? Seller's territory. What that implies is that there could, or there is a probability that if price drops and breaches this low, that it could do what? Continue dropping. Now GJ is gradually coming back. Okay, for a long time GJ hasn't been trending. Any trade you catch is just you scalping the market. Okay, it's just simple scalping. But right now GJ has started trying to show that hand that, okay, I am ready to do what? Drop, or I'm ready to trend. Okay, if I put this out, you see what I mean. So yesterday, there is a new setup that I'm still trying to understand the probability of the setup, which is this buy and this sell. But I will not go deep into explaining it because it's a setup I'm still trying to understand the probability, because we were in this range, okay, and I was taking the trade in this range. I remember what I say. Some people will say, why would I want to buy close to the resistance? And why would I want to sell mid-range? Why didn't I just sell here? Okay, and since we're in seller's territory, anytime price comes around this top, I should just look for sell instead of buy. Yes, that is a good way of reasoning it. On the other hand, you want to reason it in line with your overall strategy. Okay, so without much ado, this was how yesterday looked, and this is what I'm looking out for today. My entry here, stop loss here, TP here. Some persons will like, why don't I enter here? Since this candle closed bearish, respecting this zone, why don't I just enter here and hold the trade to give me TP instead of buying at the bottom? You are absolutely in line with the understanding. But if I enter here, my stop loss wouldn't have to be here then. My stop loss will have to be here or above it. And don't forget that if I enter here, there is a probability that price will do what? Spike up again, perhaps take out this zone, which is this zone I drew here. Take out this zone before doing what? Dropping down. Anything can happen. Okay, so I don't want to be in a situation where I'll be stuck where price is fighting between the sellers and the buyers. I want a situation where if it occurs, it occurs. Like here, the next candle that opened did what? Was a slam dunk going down. But when it came to this low, it started doing what? Hovering, just stalking, just loitering around here until it eventually gave the TP. So anything can happen. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, without much ado, let's look at gold. Gold has been performing very well, I must confess. Very well. All the way from here yesterday, potential sell here, all the way from here, price eventually dropped how many pips? A whooping large amount of pips. It was like, damn. If I do this, let me just say here, 2,592 pips, which is 259 pips. 259 pips. This is whooping drop. This is outside the one that gold dropped during the CPI. Okay, this is outside the one gold drop during the CPI. However, this is why you don't chase news. Look at the drop here and look at this drop here. Is it not the same? So if you take the news, you get slipped. However, here there won't be any slippage. Okay, without much ado, it is very obvious that we are in seller's territory. So we are not going to overthink this. We're in seller's territory on the daily, on the weekly, on the 4 hours. So what we want now is if we can get some retracement. However, if we don't get retracement and breach this low, I'll be anticipating what? More sales. Just like what happened here. Yesterday, this one was breaching of this low, like we said. So what I would advise you to do is go and watch the forecast from the beginning of this week to build a story, to understand the story of how price has transcended all the way from when the CPI occurred to this whooping extra 300 pips from this consolidation here to this consolidation here, this whooping drop. So you just watch the forecast, start from Monday to build a story so that you understand why price is dropped. This is for those who are not part of the live analysis. Okay, if you're watching this on the recorded version on YouTube, just do that to get a better grasp. So I'm looking for sales if we take out this low. Okay, however, if we give some bullish setup, we look for buys in order to do what? Retest this high. So this is my scenario 2 and this is my scenario 1. Scenario 1 in the direction of the trend, scenario 2 which is the counter trend. Okay, without much ado, let's go to the next one. Okay, Bitcoin is another crazy instrument because so far it has just been dipping. And remember what I said, what the market was giving us yesterday. Break below this level here will indicate further bearish momentum, and it played out just like we anticipated. Okay, don't forget on the daily time frame we are looking for buys. On the 4 hours, however, we are in seller's territory. On the 1 hour, we are also in seller's territory. What this means is that we are already in what? The daily demand zone. Okay, at this moment we are in the daily demand zone, which is why you see price is moving what? In a sideways movement. It's not really trending. People will call this what? Channel. Okay, People will say that price is in what? In a channel. Remember, I don't normally use it. Doesn't mean that I have not spent years studying these different what? Movements. So you see how clearly the channel is being followed. So because price comes up to this top of the channel does not imply that we should just assume that price wants to start going up. We could still do what? Come back to the bottom of the channel, the lower level of the channel. Okay, so this is just what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I'm still looking for sales because we're in seller's territory. Breach of this low will indicate further dipping. Okay, however, if we come above this high, it will indicate what? Further bullish momentum. So this is my scenario 2 and this is my scenario what? 1. As simple as ABC. Please do well to subscribe, hit that notification button, select the all option after you hit the notification button, comment, the last but not the least, you like. Okay? Peace, Baraka Bashad.